my name is Evangeline Mir and we are the group 8 and I'm here to report my topic about multi-OS platform and graphical user interface or GUI. So, what is an operating system? So, operating system is the most important programs that runs on your computers and it manages all other programs on the machine. And every PC has to have one to run other applications or programs. It's the first thing included. And it performs basic tasks such as recognizing input from the keyboard or mouse, sending output to the monitors, keeping track of files and directories on the desk, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drives and printers. There are four types of computer they control and their sort of applications they support. Number one, single user, single task. This type manage the computer so that one user can effectively do one thing at a time. Example, a cell phone. Number two, multi-users, multitask. Allow two or more users to run programs at the same time. Some operating systems permit hundreds of even thousands of concurrent users. Number three, real-time operating system or RTOS are used to control machinery, scientific instruments, and industrial systems. There is typically very little user interface capability. Resources are managed so that a particular operation executes precisely the same every time. And the last one is single user multitasking. This is the type of operating system most desktops and laptops use today. So Microsoft Windows and Apple Mac OS are example of operating systems that will let a single user have several programs in operation at the same time. OS managed applications. Operating systems provide a software platform on top of which other applications programs can run. The applications programs must be written to run on a particular operating system. So your choice of operating system determines what application software you can run. Operating system functions. Besides managing hardware and software, resources on the system, the OS must manage resources and memory. There are two broad tasks to be accomplished. OS memory storage and management. Number one, each process must have enough memory in which to execute and it can neither run into the memory space of another process. The different type of memory in the system must be used properly so that each process can run most effectively. Example here, memory management from the CPU going through cache and after cache going to RAM and going to virtual memory and the last one is disk storage. So cache memory. Cache is a section of a computer's memory which is temporarily retains recently accessed data in order to speed up repeated access to the same data. It provides rapid access without having to wait to systems to load. So RAM memory, random access memory or AREM is the best known form of computer memory. So RAM is considered random access because you can access any memory cell directly if you know the row and column that intersect at that cell. Virtual memory. Virtual memory is a method of using hard disk space to provide extra memory and it simulates additional RAM. In Windows, the amount of virtual memory available equals the amount of free RAM plus the amount of disk space allocated to the swap file. Virtual memory and swap file. So a swap file is an area of your hard disk that is set aside for virtual memory. Swap files can be either temporary or permanent. As you see the figure above, there's physical memory, like address memory and virtual memory, and swap sa disk drive. So vice versa. And depende lang na nimo sir kung ganahan kay permanent or di temporary. OS wake-up call. When you turn on the computer to a PC, the first program that runs is a set of instructions kept in the computer's read-only memory or room. So it checks to make sure everything is functioning properly, and it checks the CPU, memory, and basic input-output system or BIOS for errors. Once it is successful, the software will begin to activate the computer's disk drives, and then finds the first piece of the operating system, the bootstrap loader. OS booting the PC. The bootstrap loader sets up the small driver programs that interface with and control the various hardware. It sets up the divisions of memory, user information, and applications. How do I tell the OS what I want to do? So there are steps and how. First, you must continue to give the operating system commands that are accepted and executed. The first command was pushing the on button, which started the boot process. Enter commands. Commands can be entered several ways using keyboard. Pointing or clicking on an object with a mouse, and sending a command from another program. GUI standards. GUI interfaces have standards that are usually the same or similar in all systems and applications. Standards apply to printers and printing devices, icons, desktops, windows, and menus. Windows GUI pointers. GUI uses pictures, symbols, or icons rather than words to represent some object or functions. For example, a pointer or mouse pointer is a small arrow or other symbol that moves on the screen as you move a mouse. I is a symbol of I-beam pointer is used by many desktop publishing systems and word processors to mark blocks of text and move the insertion point. GUI cursors or pointers. So the term cursor typically is used to show where your typing will appear. Otherwise, the term pointer is the better choice. So this is the pointer shapes. Normal select and muna yung symbol. Help select, working in background, busy, precision select, text select, handwritten, unavailable, vertical resize, horizontal resize, diagonal resize 1 and diagonal resize 2, move, alternate select, drag make copy, drag make shortcut. All of this can be shown maybe Microsoft Word. Nani sila dito, sir? Windows GUI icons. Icon is a small picture that represents a command, object, file, or windows. Point and click with a mouse to execute a command or convert the icon into a window. Icons are movable around the display screen, just like moving things around on your disk. Object icons and shortcut icons. One type of icon is an object icon. It allows you to open applications and documents on your PC. You can create and use a shortcut icon to open any applications quickly. You don't have to use the start menu to access a program of documents. So Windows GUI Windows and desktop. So this is the sample of the sa monitor, sir, kung unsay imong ganahan ikon sa imong monitor. So you can divide the screen into different areas. In each window, you can run a different program or display a different file. You can move windows around the display screen and change their shape and size as well. So Windows GUI menus. Menu is an on-screen list of options for using a program. It can also be a list of categories with many other menu options under it. Menus can pop up or pull down. So, muna yung mga example niya sa screen. GUI share data. Because the formats are well defined, different programs that run under a common GUI can share data. This makes it possible, for example, to copy a graph created by the spreadsheet program into a document created by a word processor. So, this is it, sir. Thank you for listening, and bye.
I am Christian Lavandero. I'm here to report Bring Your Own Device, Enterprise Data Management, and Complex Adaptive Systems. First is Bring Your Own Device. In this modern technology-driven world, employees are often the driving force behind an organization's allowance of the use of personal mobile devices like smartphones or tablets for business purposes. Ownership of personal mobile devices is now the norm, and the demand by employees for bring your own device becomes greater by second. What is socially what is socially enabled enterprise? A set of collaborative processes that have potential to yield improved business processes that are customer driven, such as faster time to market with new products and services, more successful research and development outcomes, and refined market messages that are explicitly influenced by customer needs. What is your bring your own device and how it is related to our assigned theory consumerization? In the consumerization of IT, bring your own device is a phrase that has become widely adopted to refer to employees who bring their own computing devices, such as smartphones, laptops, and tablets to the workplace for use and connectivity on the secure corporate network. Why implement BYOD? BYOD must be implemented in the field of consumerization because it has major benefits in it, and those benefits are improved employee convenience and satisfaction, increased employee productivity, greater workforce mobility, attraction and retention tool for talented workers, higher agility in business operations. The major benefits from BYOD include improved employee convenience and satisfaction, increased employee productivity, greater workforce mobility, and employee retention, as well as higher agility. First, in BYOD environment, employees do not have to carry multiple devices or switch between personal and work devices. In addition, employees feel more comfortable while working on personal devices, which improve their job satisfaction levels. According to a survey, 19% of businesses perceive BYOD as a way to enable employee satisfaction, while 17% feel BYOD could improve productivity at the workplace. For instance, by allowing employees to use their personal smartphone and iPads, Cisco registered a 33% increase in employee satisfaction, even though the company did not pay for these devices or service plans. Second, a BYOD model leads to the changes in employee work habits. It enables employees to use their devices after work hours or during out-of-office periods to deal with basic tasks. It reduces wait times and enables quicker solution of action items. Third, its extended connectivity through mobile devices and remote access to the corporate network offers employees greater mobility. Moreover, mobile services on employee-owned devices enable employees to collaborate in real time and efficiently execute tasks irrespective of their location or time zone. Further, offering employees flexibility in device selection is an incentive for existing as well as prospective employees. It also communicates the message to the workforce that the organization trusts its employees in making their own decisions about how they work. Top 10 BYOD concerns for organizations. First is security, second, records management, third is legal holds and discovery, fourth, device control, fifth is policy control, sixth is employee privacy, seven is data backup, eight is termination policy, nine is plan acceptance, last is training. Next is enterprise data management. Enterprise data management is an important process in big data for understanding and controlling the economics of data in your enterprise for organization. Although EDM is not required for big data, the proper application of EDM will help ensure better integration, control, and usability of big data. EDM is a comprehensive approach to defining, governing, securing, and maintaining the quality of all data involved in the business processes of an organization. EDM establishes policy about ownership and key data types and sources as well as helping to create strategic context for the technology underpinnings of data lifecycle management. The primary job of EDM processes is to sustain a single version of the truth. This is the graph shows the enterprise data management. Data governance is the overall management of the availability, usability, integrity, and security of data used in an enterprise. Next is data security. Refers to protective digital privacy measures that are applied to prevent unauthorized access to computers, databases, and websites. Data security also protects data from corruption. Data architecture is composed of models, policies, rules, or standards that govern which data is collected and how it is stored, arranged, and integrated and put to use in data systems and in organizations. Data quality refers to the condition of a set of values of qualitative or quantitative variables. There are many definitions of data quality, but data is generally considered high quality if it is fit for its intended uses in operations, decision making, and planning. Data ownership is the act of having legal rights and complete control over a single piece or a set of data elements. It defines and provides information about rightful owner of data assets and the acquisition, use and distribution policy implemented by data owner. Last is metadata management. It involves managing metadata about other data whereby this other data is generally referred to as content data. The term is used most often in relation to digital media, but older forms of metadata are catalogs, dictionaries, and taxonomies. Why data management? Simply because data management gives benefits to your organizations upon handling the data, especially those important data considered as blueprint of your success. Further, there is benefits within the said management. Benefits of data management to companies. First is minimized error. Second is efficiency improvement. Third is protection from data related problem and risk. Next is data quality improvement. Next is the complex adaptive system. A complex adaptive system is a system in which a perfect understanding of the individual parts does not automatically convey a perfect understanding of the whole system's behavior. Complexity in complex adaptive system refers to the potential for emergent behavior and complex and unpredictable phenomena. Examples of complex adapting systems include the economy, ecosystems, the human brain developing embryos, and ant colonies. Each is a system with a new network of many agents acting in parallel. That's all. Thank you.
I'm Arnold Tulod, member of Group 8. I am about to report a cross-platform gamification and multilingual cross-platform development. In computing, cross-platform software, also multi-platform software or platform-independent software, is computer software that is implemented on multiple computing platforms. Cross-platform software may be divided into two types. One requires individual building for compilation for each platform that it supports, and the other one can be directly run on any platform without special preparation. Example, software written in an interpreted language or pre-compiled portable bytecode for which the interpreters or runtime packages are common or standard components of all platforms. For example, a cross-platform application may run on Microsoft Windows on the x86 architecture, Linux on the x86 architecture, and Mac OS on either the PowerPC or x86 based Apple Macintosh systems. Cross-platform programs may run on as many as all existing platforms or on as few as two platforms. Cross-platform frameworks such as Qt, Xamarin, PhoneGap, or Ionic exist to aid cross-platform development. It runs on many operating systems including Linux, Windows, and Mac OS, and is aimed at games and multimedia application. Smart Face across all platform native app development tool to create mobile application for Android and iOS using WYSIWYG design editor with JavaScript code editor. For a piece of software to be considered cross-platform, it must be able to function on more than one computer architecture or operating system. Developing such a program can be time-consuming task because different operating systems have different application programming interfaces or API. For example, Linux uses a different application programming interfaces for application software than Windows does. Just because a particular operating system may run on different computer architectures, that does not mean that the software written for that operating system will automatically work work on all architectures that the operating system supports. One example, as of August 2006, was OpenOffice.org, which does not natively run on the AMD 64 or Intel 64 lines of processors implementing the x86 to 64 standards for computers. This has since been changed, and the OpenOffice.org site for software is mostly ported to this 64-bit system. This also means that just because a program is written in a popular programming language such as C or C++, it does not mean it will run on all operating systems that support that programming language, or even on the same operating system on a different architecture. Gamification. Gamification is the application of game design elements and game principles in non-game context. Gamification commonly employs game design elements which are used in non-game contexts to improve user engagement, organizational productivity, flow, learning, crowdsourcing, employee recruitment and evaluation, ease of use, usefulness of systems, physical exercise, traffic violations, voter apathy, and more. A collection of research on gamification shows that a majority of studies on gamification find it has positive effects on individuals. However, individual and contextual differences exist. Gamification can also improve an individual's ability to comprehend digital content and understand a certain area of study such as music. Gamification techniques are intended to leverage people's natural desires for socializing, learning, mastery, competition, achievement, status, self-expression, altruism, or closure, or simply their response to the framing of a situation as game or play. Early gamification strategies are rewards for players who accomplish desired task or competition to engage players. Types of reward include points, achievement badges or levels, the filling of a progress bar, or providing the user with virtual currency, making the reward for accomplishing tasks visible to other players, or providing leaderboards are a way of encouraging players to compete. Another approach to gamification is to make existing tasks feel more like games. Some techniques used in this approach includes adding meaningful choice, onboarding with a tutorial, increasing challenge, and adding narrative. And this is the best 10 best practices for implementing gamification. First, playtest the gamification experience. Second, seriously consider alternatives. Third, create a tie to business needs. Fourth, create a story or context. Fifth, use Sim to advance learning. Sixth, make scoring and winning transparent. Seven, keep the rules simple. Eight, keep leaderboard small. Nine, use labels and badges appropriately. 10, identify success criteria. Multilingual. Multilingualism is the use of two or more languages, either by an individual speaker or by a community of speakers. It is believed that multilingual speakers outnumber monolingual speakers in the world's population. More than half of all European claims to speak at least one other language in addition to their mother tongue. Multilingualism is becoming a social phenomenon governed by the needs of globalization and cultural openness. Owing to the ease of access to information facilitated by the internet, individuals' exposure to multiple languages is becoming increasingly frequent, thereby promoting a need to acquire additional languages. People who speak several languages are also called polyglots. In connection to programming, multilingualism it is can mean a way to construct software that is made available to end user in many different languages at the same time. It is generally the norm nowadays to construct software that way, and many people in the field call the internationalization. Second, it can mean that computer programmers are using many different programming languages for the same software projects. For example, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and SQL, or any other useful combination. Again, this is more and more the norm these days, but it wasn't that way before the internet era. This approach is also called polyglot programming. Third, it can mean that computer programmers are programming in their own human language. For example, part of the program could be written in English and other part could be written in French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, and Chinese. Which which mean by this that they are programming using identifiers and keywords in their own language. This is quite rare for the moment, and very few programming languages offer this capability. This is generally understood that this approach is not worth the hassle for professional programmers, as they more or less agree to use English as a common denominator without too much hurt. However, for the intermittent casual non-professional programmer using a domain-specific language such as an approach could lend itself very desirable but stays notoriously difficult to implement in practice. Nowadays, there are few examples of that, like Microsoft Excel function that are available in the speaker's own language and are automatically translated in localized depending if you open the word workbook in USA, Spain, France, or China. That's all for me. That's all for me.
Hi, I am Joshua Moore from Group 8. I am about to report what socially enabled enterprise is, with the subtopics predictive modeling and social network sociology visually or hearing impaired. So what does it mean to be a socially enabled enterprise? A socially enabled enterprise was defined as having a set of collaborative processes that are potential to yield improved business processes that are customer driven, such as faster time to market with new products and services, more successful research and development outcomes, and refined market messages that are explicitly influenced by customer needs. To become a successful socially enabled enterprise, a company must have first, strong and collaborative leadership, second, a broad portfolio of business focused performance measures, third, a strategy to leverage socially derived customers' insights to improve business processes, lastly, the ability to link strategy for becoming a socially enabled enterprise to operational plans. So there is a clear difference between enterprises that are simply using social platforms compared to truly socially enabled enterprises. To get the most from social platforms, organizations must be able to analyze the data that they collect through monitor, and review the benefits of all their activities across multiple touch points and engage with their customers through the right channel at the right time. So predictive modeling. So what is predictive modeling? It uses statistics to predict outcomes. Most often, the event one wants to predict is in the future. But predictive modeling can be applied to any type of unknown event, regardless of when it occurred. For example, predictive models are often used to detect crimes and identify suspects after the crime has taken place. In many cases, the model is chosen on the basis of detection theory to try to guess the probability of an outcome, given a set amount of input data, for example, given an email determining how likely that it is a spam. So becoming socially enabled is top priority. So 97% says executive survey that believe it will be important for successful organizations to transition to being socially enabled enterprises. 72% say supported that leveraging social media will be very important for the organizations to be successful in the future. So larger organizations are leading charge. So organizations with 50,000 or more employees are much further along the path to becoming social businesses. So 46% and 33%. Transitions toward a social business is not expected to be easy. The question is, how long would it take to become a socially enabled enterprise? 43% says more than 12 months, and 34% says they are already are. Social plays critical roles in customer care. 60% of respondents plans to integrate social businesses metrics into customer care initiatives in just 12 months. Business metrics for social are still in their infancy, but are expected to be more operationally focused in the future. So leading performance metric steps are first is awareness, followed by customer satisfaction, then share of voice. followed by the lead generation and sales and new product development. The effect of social business initiatives. Organizations are seeing significant returns from their social business initiatives when it comes to customer intimacy. 91%, 91% greater visibility with prospective customers, 86% says closer relationships with existing customers, and greater awareness of the customer needs is 81%. US lags in social business insights. Use of social business insights for product development and R&D efforts. So for the non-US, it's 38.6%. 38.6% organizations outside of the US are significantly more likely to use social business insights for new product development and R&D. For the US, 29.5% US respondents report that they were more likely to use insights within their department informally and less likely to use them in product development and R&D efforts than non-US firms. So most respondents report that they use a variety of public external platforms such as LinkedIn and Twitter, but fewer reports using closed networks, the internal or external. So the question is, what kinds of social platforms does your organization use? So 95% says public external platforms, 58% says internal social technologies, and 36% says private external platforms. So Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn are the top three public external platforms survey respondents report using in their organization. So the question is, which public, external, or customer-facing social platforms does your organization currently use? So as you can see in the picture, the leading is Facebook with 92%, next with Twitter with 86%, the third one is LinkedIn, 80%, 80% which is stated above, that is the three public external platforms. Facebook was the most commonly identified public external platform employed by organizations and was used by over 9 in 10 respondent organizations. Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube were also employed by three-quarter or more of organizations. These questions include a fill-in category, which invited survey participants to add any social platforms their organization uses that were not represented on the list. With all these social platforms at the disposal of enterprise users, it is not surprising that when asked how many social platforms are deployed and active in the enterprise, the majority report using at least three. So the question is, how many social platforms, example given are Twitter, social CRM, blog, online community, and YouTube, does your company currently use? So 1 to 2 is 12%, 3 to 5 says 45%, 6 to 8 says 27%, 9 to 11 says 9%, 12 to 10 3%, and more than 20 is 6%. So in this question pair, respondents were probed to reflect on their perceptions regarding the importance of social business enablement at large and for their own organization. The goal was to learn if becoming socially enabled enterprise was relevant for organizations and which kinds of firms were seen as particularly in need of social business enablement and were considered as exceptions to the trend. The outcomes strongly support that becoming social business is on the strategic agenda for almost all organizations, as 97% of organizations believe that it is important or very important for companies to become socially enabled enterprises. So, how important do you think socially enabled will be to successful companies in the future? 67% says it's very important. 30% says it is important. 3% says it's neither. So, next question is, how important is it to you that your company be a socially enabled enterprise? 63% says very important, 32% says important, and 4% says neither. That's all.